The arrival of the first humans in what is now Ukraine reaches deep into the past, nearly 1 million years ago. At that time the climate was different, and the landscape formed a mosaic of forests, steppes and river valleys. Early members of the genus Homo migrated into these lands along routes from South Europe and the Caucasus. These were early humans, possibly Homo erectus or early Acheulean populations, who lived in small groups, gathered wild plants, and hunted large mammals such as mammoths and ancient bison. Their stone tools, choppers, hand axes and simple scrapers, are the oldest physical evidence of human presence in Ukrainian lands. One of the key sites is Korolevo in Transcarpathia, where stone tools dated up to about 1 million years have been discovered, showing Ukraine's place on early human migration routes. After the earliest populations, new inhabitants appear, Neanderthals, well adapted to the cold glacial conditions. During this time the climate fluctuated dramatically, alternating between tundra forest landscapes and brief interglacial warmings. Neanderthals made more sophisticated stone tools, maintained fire, constructed simple shelters, and hunted in coordinated groups. Important sites in Ukraine include locations in Crimea and along the Dniester, where Mousterian assemblages testified to complex stone working techniques and a high level of adaptation to Ice Age environments. The material culture of this period demonstrates an ability to shape tools precisely, to exploit diverse animal resources, and to survive in challenging climates. Around 40,000 years ago modern humans, Homo sapiens, arrived in the region. This period marks a sharp cultural and technological leap. People produced thin, specialized tools, developed sewn clothing, and created symbolic art and personal ornaments. In cold phases they built substantial shelters, some using mammoth bones to form strong frameworks covered with hides. One of the most remarkable settlements is Mezhirach, dated to about 15,000 to 18,000 years ago, where families used hundreds of mammoth bones to construct dwellings. Finds from these sites include bone flutes, decorated bracelets, and carved figurines, proof of a rich spiritual and cultural life. The Upper Paleolithic communities display complex social organization, long-range resource planning, and artistic expression. With the retreat of the glaciers after the last ice age, the environment of Ukraine changed drastically. Forests spread, wetlands developed, and animal communities shifted. Humans adapted by diversifying their economy. Smaller game hunting, intensive fishing, and plant gathering became central activities. The technological innovation of the Mesolithic was microliths, small stone blades set into wooden or bone shafts to form arrows, knives and barbed harpoons. Coastal and riverine communities made advances in watercraft and fishing gear. Sites with rock art and engraved stones, such as Kamyana Mohyla, preserve layers of human expression and ritual that span long time spans. Bone harpoons and fishhooks from this era demonstrate specialized maritime and riverine technologies. Around 7000 BCE, transformative changes known broadly as the Neolithic Revolution reach Ukrainian lands. People begin to cultivate crops, domesticate animals, and live in permanent settlements. Pottery appears as a central technology for storage and cooking, accompanied by more complex social structures and craft specialization. Several Neolithic cultures flourish in the region, including the Bug Dniester and linear pottery traditions, and later the exceptional Trypillian cultural horizon. Painted and ornamented pottery, clay figurines, and elaborate household assemblages reflect growing symbolic systems and increasingly organized communities. The rise of agriculture paves the way for population growth and intensified exchange. The story of the first people on Ukrainian lands is a long and changing tale, from early stone tools nearly 1 million years ago to the painted pottery of early farmers. Each archaeological find, from Korolevo's handaxes and Mousterian scrapers to mammoth bone houses, Mesolithic harpoons, and Trypillian ceramics, is a fragment of human adaptation, creativity and cultural growth. Together they show how people responded to shifting climates, migrated across landscapes, innovated tools and crafts, and built the first settled communities that would shape the future of this region.